Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
What's up, girl? What's up, though? What it is, though? Oh, what's up? Okay. How is everybody doing today on this Good Friday? I hope y'all are having a good day. Okay. I know y'all probably out there in the world doing shit, getting into it. If you in New Orleans, you might be at Jazz Fest, girl. Okay. So y'all might be out there living y'all life. So y'all might not see this as it's happening live, but please enjoy the playback, the replay. Okay. Get into it. Cause I feel like I got a cute little show for y'all today. Okay. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to BondyBlue Bites, my secondary channel where you can get these full lives cut up and titled by subject matter. All right, in case some of this shit you don't care about. But a lot of y'all come because y'all just want the show. Y'all like the experience. Y'all like the full live entertainment that I be serving up here. So that's what I come to give y'all. All right. So get your snacks, get your greenery, okay? Get you something to drink. Get whatever you need, girl. We got a cute little show. All right. So I want to start. I want to start here. Let's blow it up first. Hold up. Paul Pierce explains why NBA players date white women. Says they show more appreciation and they apologize. All right. So just in case, y'all were confused, I don't get upset about stuff like this, right? Because what I realized as a grown adult woman, a black woman at that, is that I don't want to date the type of black man that would say that. So I don't care, right? I don't care. Everybody is not a prospect for me. So whatever you decide to do as a black man, that's you. That's your cross to bear. So you thinking that you saying that is going to upset a woman like me, it's not. It's really just a reflection of how you feel about yourself as a black man in this society. It tells me you've internalized the racism and you really hate yourself. And now you're going to do shit that's going to be self-sabotaging. In your life. You're going to ruin your own life because you're an idiot and you refuse to grow. Okay? So a nigga like Paul Pierce, no matter how we categorize success in our society, I really don't give a fuck about nothing that man got going on. I know you was a good basketball player. Besides that, baby, I don't care nothing about your thoughts on life. Normally, you niggas did not do good in school, which means normally y'all are stupid. Y'all know how to make money. Y'all might know how to put it into investments, and y'all might know how to run y'all fucking miles the way y'all know how to run back and forth across fields and courts and shit. But that does not mean that when you're running your mouth, you know what the fuck you're talking about. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? I kind of stick to that stereotype that jocks are idiots. And these days, y'all give jocks microphones as if the stereotype about these niggas is that somebody else passed a test for them. A lot of them are not that smart. There's a small percentage of them that actually seemed to be smart. And then still within that, they still internalize the racism because their quest to have a great life for themselves is wrapped up in how close to whiteness they can get. That's how they perceive the success they've obtained. I am now in proximity to whiteness. Like that's what's going on here, hun. It's not hard, right? So when black men get on podcasts and say things like this is about engagement. This is because for years, shit like this has upset you, and that will force you to comment and say something. And then there are trolls, and then there are bots, and then there are also a legion of really angry black men on the internet that go through the comments on posts like that to argue with women because otherwise they would not be getting any attention from a woman. And also because a lot of them only know how to engage with people in a very combative, contrarian type of way. It's not about actually engaging with the person. It's about some game you're playing inside your mind, right? You have your biases and you're looking for an opportunity to prove your bias is right. It's not about getting to know people. It's not about really experiencing anything. It's all about like some scheme in your head. Like that's how a lot of men think, which is why they don't do well in dating. Everything is a test for some woman. It's all very fucking weird. The energy is mad weird, right? And it gives you want to fuck your homeboy. But you are scared to do that. Like that's what a lot of the times this energy be giving me, right? So this is for clicks and views. This is for money. This is monetary. This has no basis in the truth. Okay? Other than the truth of the matter is people will get online and purposefully try to piss you off so that they can make money off of you. That's the truth. So let's listen. And then we're going to take this story and we're going to take a little ride through social media today. And I think you're going to enjoy it.
Men, especially NBA players, get with the white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
I got some theories, but I really want to hear it from him.
I do too. I want to hear it too.
I honestly think that maybe they appreciate maybe more and they apologize more.
Listen, I'm scared. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
I mean, you know,
I had an interview with
they don't mind being held accountable.
why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with the white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
I got some theories, but I really
Okay, so y'all heard what he said, right? They apologize more. They're easier. That's the stereotype. So let's take a trip through social media today. Let's see. There's so many white places to go. Let's go here. So this is Nick Cannon and one of his white adjacent, racially ambiguous baby mamas, right?
Heard this little rumor.
Uh-oh.
We heard that you took out a $10 million insurance policy.
That's not a rumor. This is all facts.
This is, let's say it completely. So you took out a $10 million insurance policy on your
testicles,
balls.
Well, see, that's the thing. Someone else took the insurance policy out on them. It started off like, yo, this would be a good joke, but we really went through with it. Dr. Squatch, who is like, they're known for like, you know, manscaping and all that stuff. They were like, yo, a lot of celebrity women are insuring their legs in case something goes wrong.
Heidi Klum.
Yeah. And they were like, well, what's your most valuable asset, Nick? I was, my balls. I got the insurance policy in my office. It's like it's so legit.
How do you call in that insurance claim? Like what happens?
We actually went back and forth with this because it's like, all right, it's $5 million per testicle.
So we heard this little
right. So this is Nick Cannon.
I happened to lose one.
Okay, he's talking about that shit. The baby mama saw the shit. You having a conversation about how your balls, your sex is so valuable, you need to get it insured because God forbid you weren't able to create more broken homes. My God. And the only reason I'm calling it broken is because I feel like these women are having a cult-like experience in this situation. And I feel like what we are being sold is somebody is providing for the lifestyles of families he's creating, even though he's not there all the time. And that's supposed to be acceptable on some level if a man has means and money in order to financially secure the women and children he goes around creating these families with. However, that's not what's actually happening here. I want y'all to be very clear. Most men, Black men, every other ethnicity of man, please be very clear. For the most part, they believe a part of having money, a part of having a comfortable life is having access to women, no matter what your relationship status is. If I am a man with money, I should be able to have as many women as I want, even if I have a wife. It doesn't really work the other way. But anyway, Alyssa said, ha. That's the baby mama name. Haha, funny. Any plans on seeing your child? It's been over a month, Nick Cannon, but good to know she'll get some of your money if anything happens to your balls. Shaking my head. And this is not the first time one of his baby mamas has come to the internet to let us know that she's over there doing it all by herself while he gets to act as if his dick has done something special. Right? Alyssa and Nick share 2 children, son Zen, who tragically passed away a few months after birth, and daughter Halo, who was born in 2022. And that's the child he has not seen in a month. And there are people in the comments, Miss, you signed up for this. I feel no ways tired. Okay? And I get that. I totally understand why y'all feel like these women sign up for this. And we don't need to feel sorry for them. However, this is why Nick Cannon should stop doing this shit. Because it doesn't matter that the mom was being bummy with her coochie. It doesn't matter that he's being reckless with his balls. What matters is that the children are going to grow up feeling like they lost out on something, because you're not going to build those children up with the mentality that they're not missing out on anything. They're going to feel like they're missing out on him. That's all. That's what y'all are talking about. He don't have enough time for him, and you're upset that he don't have enough time for him. The child is going to then understand, my dad doesn't have enough time for me. I'm going to internalize that as I grow up, and then I'm going to make bad decisions in my relationships because I feel abandoned. So it's like, yeah, you really are entering into a situation where you're like knowingly about to bring a child into a situation where they're going to be fucked up about something. And for what? For what exactly? For what? Like, what was the purpose? What's the point? That's what I would like to know. Okay. But that's the white woman that was, I just want to be clear that was the white woman. Okay. And this is another white woman that's on the internet telling on y'all.
As a white girl who has dated black guys since the age of 15, I feel like you guys need my perspective on this Shannon Sharpe shit, because everything I'm seeing is like white women are fetishizing black men. Like the Shannon Sharpe sitch, like the girl said something about, I want your black baby, right? I have had black men come to me and say, I want you to have my black baby. Not, I want you to have my baby. That's the acceptable response. No, I want you to have my black baby. And I have had black men ask me to say very derogatory things in bed. Yeah. So part of it is not that white women are fetishizing black men. It's like the opposite. And I feel like this isn't being talked about. And I don't want to get any hate for this, guys, because this is my personal experience. But I've had more black men than not mention race in our relationship as like a king. I don't know. I don't even know if that's like the right way to describe it. But there are some black men in this world that I think like want, I don't know if they want to reenact. I don't know if it's like a power trip of like, I don't know, but I just feel like that piece is important to this puzzle.
Talking about race play. And I'm gonna tell y'all might feel like, they're doing it to each other. Yes, but here's the thing. And she was specifically talking about the Shannon Sharpe situation, right? Here's the thing. That's why the age part comes in, y'all. Because the white woman is fetishizing the black man off rip because you are supposed to be persona non grata. In most white communities, white women are not supposed to go and be with black men. Makes daddy mad. Makes racist mom mad. Uncles, everybody, the church, whatever. And in middle America, white girls are not supposed to bring black boys home. We all know this. There are some people that, live in the in-between, but for the most part, y'all know that's the case. Usually, white girls are fetishizing black boys for that reason. They're forbidden. Just like just the way black men fetishize white women because they were forbidden. Because for a long time, it was illegal for you to fuck with a white woman. And y'all fought real hard, during the civil rights era to get the right to fuck white women legally, right? To marry them legally, right? And that's really about gaining more proximity to whiteness. It's also something about your internalized racism. It is, most of the time. There are some people that are actually in interracial relationships because they just like the person. Absolutely. Because a lot of us went to school with white people and black, like we grew up in mixed company. If you grow up in mixed company, you are naturally at some point going to be attracted to other people. I had white boyfriends. Surprise. I had white boyfriends growing up. Like one specifically. And then I had another white boy that had a crush on me in high school. Like, and if he wasn't so needy, like in a way that scared me, like I had become very good at spotting men who had very, like people who wanted to capture me like a fucking butterfly. Like I would have that experience with people a lot. And I remember a white boy that was really into me at one point, making me feel like that. And it kind of made me scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like this. Okay. But he was cute. He was cute. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was really like bohemian, like we was going like to the New York Film Academy together. And that's what I mean. Like I went to school like with people. So like you end up dating people who are not black because y'all go to school together. Like you're growing up around them. Okay? Just to be very clear. That's one thing. It's a whole nother thing as black men attain wealth and power to feel like the only next step is to be with a white woman as a badge of that. That's weird. Like y'all are weird. Y'all are weird because y'all in fact are fetishizing each other. White woman, you want something you can't have, you're not supposed to have, and black men same thing. You want something that you're not supposed to have. And so that's y'all initial relationship to each other. But that's why Shannon Sharp being 55 and that girl being 19 is the fucking problem because she doesn't even have enough experience to know that that's okay for her to do. I bet you any money, even if she was fucking with little black boys and all of that, that's not something you know that that's okay to do until some grown ass man tells you to do it. Until some grown ass man tells you to call him a nigga and say whatever fucked up race play shit he want you to say. We know the type of corny, tight clothes wearing, raisins in a potato salad, black men that Shannon Sharp falls into the stereotype of. Everybody knows that Shannon Sharp is a fucking stereotype for a black man that has internalized the racism over the years, hates himself for being big and black on some level, and tries to bow down to white men because he's so big. So he knows he has a fear factor. So he keeps bowing down to white men so that they don't feel the fear of him, because that's how you get through life. But then also a part of that becomes you being basically a bitch to white men. And then how do you deal with you being a bitch to white men, knowing that all you would have to do is, King Kong beat your chest and knock their fucking head off if you really want to? How do you get back at them? You fuck their women. You fuck their women. Like, let's be real. In the patriarchy, a lot of you niggas it's not really about the woman. It's about what the woman represents, which is why those white women get the same black man, the same disrespectful, narcissistic personality disorder having, talking to you crazy. Like the white women are still being talked to like they're crazy. And so what the white women have learned how to do is really get into their victimhood real tough. And that's why y'all assume that every white woman that comes out and says something about a black man is lying, because she is going to really give into her victimhood in a way that y'all have told black women we're not allowed to do. So y'all like them for that, but it's also why you're scared of them, because they can just become a victim, but it makes you feel strong, because white women have to like feign ignorance on a whole nother level for them to be with white men, right? Black women don't have this same experience because our men are not really in charge of anything. Black men are not really in charge of anything. So we don't have to do that to the same level. We end up having to do this with white men because we need to make money. So the relationship is then different. We don't have to be like this in the same way that white women have to perform, this submission shit. But in real life, those women aren't happy either, y'all. Karen isn't happy. That's why she's looking for somebody to have a negative reaction from. That's why she's spazzing at the fucking grocery store over you having one more item in your cart ahead of her or some stupid shit. That's why she blocking you into the parking lot at the Walmart and shit, because she ain't got nothing else to do, because she's bored and she's miserable, and she probably hasn't had an orgasm, if ever, since she was in her fucking 20s. These people are miserable. People are upset. Okay? But you know, while we over here acting like, you know, the white women or the white adjacent women are just out here being quiet, right? Blake Lively said something today. Break silence on Justin Baldoni legal feud in intense year. She says, I see so many women around afraid to speak, especially right now, afraid to share their experiences, and fear is by design. It's what keeps us silent.
You mentioned you had an intense year. I'm maybe not as totally informed about it as other people. But
I'm thrilled you're not doing Weekend Update right now because you would be quite informed.
Okay.
So it's good. Yeah.
We don't want to play too much of that because y'all know how they like to do copyright, but she talked about it on there. So look, there's a white woman that's talking, okay? Because when y'all say they apologize and all that, really what y'all mean is they shut the fuck up. They let you roll over them, and then they just, you know, they're just quiet. They just be quiet and take it and probably get it out in some other passive aggressive way that you're gonna have to deal with later, like spending all your fucking money. But Shannon Sharp, the ex, and I don't think that my Michelle is the same person that this is. I don't think. Okay, I don't know. I don't think so, because that just happened last year. But either way, Shannon Sharp's ex, Michelle Bundy Evans, details alleged 2010 sexual assault. He was manhandling me, wanting to have sex, and I told him no. So let's listen to what she had to say, because y'all talking bad about the white lady, talking about what in the hocus pocus, bitch, and she do look like a old Stevie Nicks. Well, my mind won't rest and I don't sleep, not even in my dream. Like, yeah, bitch, you are giving a little Stevie Nicks vibe, okay? But also, we talking about 2010. 2010 is 15 years ago. Do y'all know how much white women age in 15 years? Like, especially if you done gone through some shit where some nigga has been sucking the life out of you, like all of the children of Salem, bitch. Okay? Yeah. Let's listen.
Press room at the Broncos, April of 2002. And, but we didn't
pause. Actually, Blake is a perfect example. It doesn't matter that you feel like she's lying, okay? Like, that doesn't matter. That's still up for dispute, okay? That's not the point. The point is, she's a white woman saying some shit that some man doesn't want her to say. That goes in conflict, that conflicts with this whole white women are easier. White women are just going to be quiet. They're just going to apologize. You see what I'm saying? It that's what it's about, okay? But I still feel like, we still ain't, that nigga still weird. Okay? Justin Baldoni is still weird. I don't care what y'all talking about.
start talking until we met up at a club at Blue 67 in Denver. I don't know if anyone is listening from Denver, but yeah, we were at a club at the same time. We didn't go together. We just happened to both be there. And so he started talking to me, and he started pursuing me pretty heavily from then on. I resisted for a while because, I was a reporter, and I didn't want to mix the two. But he's very charming. And we dated until the 2010 incident. And then it came to abrupt end because I wanted, we were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after he raped me.
What led up to that fight, that 2010 fight that you guys, I know that the argument ensued first before he allegedly raped you?
The argument was about the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. And I don't recall for sure, but I think I did. And so, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. he's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. Not for me anyway.
Can you tell us just broadly? I know it's probably painful to relive this situation, but can you tell us generally what happened that day?
It was fighting, and usually we fought on the phone and not in person. So it was the biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his penis in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put me on the bed. And, this was all a struggle. So I had said no. And I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest. Yeah, this is too hard. I remember he got dressed and he knew what he did. And so, I just kind of escorted him out the door. And then I wasn't going to do anything about it. Sometimes when you're with the person for a long time, it's hard for you to realize that they're being the perpetrator, even though you know it, you don't want to admit it. And there's so much going through your mind. But then he started coming at me. If I tell anybody, he'll use everybody he knows to destroy me, which he basically has. And then he started making other threats against my life. The press room at the Broncos.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was muted. This is her now. I mean, this was her from back in the day, right? It's giving Tina Marie. On a sunny winter's night in Portugal. Okay. So yeah, I feel like, we're not about to argue about her looks, okay? We're not going to argue about that. And I believe this is her. That's what I was saying while I was muted. I believe this is her in this, this picture here. But she, I feel like she was a nice looking woman. Like, yeah, she is Asian. Y'all know sometimes if, the Caucasian people don't take good care of themselves, girl, they do not do well over time. Okay. Excuse me. But either way, I still believe it. Like, it's not hard to believe. Like, I don't know. It's not hard to believe. I think y'all know it's just really like that. Like, kind of like a waterfall or something. Like, I'm trying to think of the other analogy for that, where like one drop comes and then it opens the floodgates. Yes, the floodgates have been opened, bitch. The levees have broken. Okay. It's definitely given. Yeah, it is definitely giving truth. Like, for real. Okay. So just to be clear, and we're going to hit up Jeannie Mai in a second. But just to be clear, this is, these stupid stereotypes that Black men say about white women. And I just showed y'all a few examples of white women on the internet running their fucking mouth about how you niggas is out here lying. You niggas ain't shit. You niggas is weirdos. You niggas is doing all of the shit that anybody said you did. Ripple effect. Thank you. That's another one. Thank you. There we go. Help me. Okay. Appreciate you. All right, let's move on, you guys. We'll see where it all goes, girl. But that's the news on Shannon today. Let's get into Jeezy. Now, if y'all don't know, this has been one of the most annoying stories to have to continue to talk about, because a lot of people cannot stand Jeannie Mai. And even though I find Jeannie Mai problematic, I still kind of like her from when she used to be on TLC and all of them like little fashion TV shows that used to come on back in the like mid 2000s and shit. Like I liked her from back then, right? I think there was a show where people need to get makeovers and they would come on the show looking a fucking mess. And then they would, give them new hair, new makeup, new wardrobe and all of that. I used to love those shows. And Jeannie Mai was on How Do I Look? Thank you. Thank you. So I always like Jeannie Mai for that reason. So I feel like maybe a lot of Black people were not watching that show or something. Because and then also, her saying she likes her Black meat on the side, which, if you want to find issue with that, that's fine. But I also feel like there's that subset group of Black men that want to be fetishized and treated this way. And so on some level, I don't really have any sympathy because even in those relationships, what you find is that the women are still expected to submit and shrink in some type of way for this man, no matter whether she is white, Black, Asian, it does not matter. It's still the same man. You're still getting the same responses from the same man. Okay. So to me, if the nigga ain't shit, it does not make sense as a woman to be fighting with other women over a nigga that ain't shit. Because regardless to whether it's me or it's you, he's still gonna be lying. He's still gonna be an ain't shit ass nigga. He's still gonna find another group of women to goop into thinking he telling the truth when he lying so that he could get what he want out of them. Like, it's not going to change. So what's the point of being mad at each other for the way he is moving? That's something that I've been understanding since I was in middle school, because niggas was players in middle school. Okay. I don't know what everybody else was doing, but a lot of this shit that y'all act dumb about in adulthood is shit I dealt with in middle school. Like, I don't even understand. That's the reason why I can't be too mad at Jeannie Mai, because I feel like Jeezy ain't shit either way. That's how I feel, right? So let's get into this. Jeezy may be facing serious consequences if he continues to violate his divorce agreement with ex-wife. According to In Touch, the rapper received a stern warning during a divorce hearing on April 28th, where a Georgia judge cautioned that failure to comply with court orders could result in jail time. Reportedly, the judge found that Jeezy willfully failed to hand over the title for a 2021 Range Rover to Jeannie, a transfer he was required to complete as part of their settlement. Now, I remember the reason why I'm bringing this story up is because when she went over there to get her shit and all of her stuff was ruined, okay? All of her stuff had rats then ate through it and all of that. And I was like, that was fucked up. And I feel like he did that shit intentionally to be vindictive and be vengeful for whatever reason. And everybody was like, she should have came and got it. She was 6 months late from coming and get it. I already knew that he had not been paying for certain shit that they had agreed to in the paperwork, because I cover the story all the time, right? And it's always in the damn blogs what's going on between these two in court. And it's always some bullshit where he was supposed to pay this and he didn't pay it. She needed to get this and he made it hard. But everybody wants to act like Jeannie is the only one that's the problem. Yes, Jeannie has internalized racism like most non-Black people. I mean, really, Black people do this too. But the way Asian and Latino and other ethnicities of people that in some ways can earn whiteness, the way they respond, BIPOC and all of that, the IPOC version of it, yeah. A lot of them have the same kind of racist feelings about Black people that white people do. So I know this. So because I already know this, I don't waste my time being upset about the racism I already know is there. Like, that's dumb. I already know what you about to give. So I'm not about to be emotionally invested. However, the thing that aggravates me is the way y'all get online and act like these niggas ain't niggaing. Like, the men are menning and y'all acting like that's not what's happening. And it's annoying to me. Like, I feel like we can call a thing a thing. We can say that, Jeannie, you put yourself in this situation by getting into a relationship with this nigga for thinking he was going to give you a different version than he gave all his previous baby mamas. You thought he would treat you better because you're Asian. You thought, and I'm saying Asian because I be forgetting whether she's Vietnamese or Chinese or whatever. I think she's Vietnamese. But either way, I still feel like you thought you were slightly better than Black women in some capacity in your mind, maybe even subconsciously. And so you thought because he was an asshole, you were going to get a different version of him because finally he was going to get to be with a woman like you. And then you got with him and he showed you exactly who the fuck he was, regardless to whether you are Vietnamese or African American. Jeezy is still going to be Jeezy, regardless. Can't help it. So now you look dumb. And every other week we talking about how he's being vengeful and fucking aggravating in handling y'all divorce proceedings. I mean, let's just be real, okay? She got digmatized, then, here we are. While Jeannie's legal team acknowledged that Jeezy had addressed other concerns from her September 2023 contempt motion, they continued to push for him to cover her legal fees. Jeezy in turn requested that she pay his, but the judge denied both parties' requests. The judge reportedly made it clear to Jeezy, however, that any further violations could result in sanctions, including incarceration. Jeezy and Jeannie tied the knot in 2021, welcomed daughter Monaco, and split when the rapper filed for divorce in 2023. Though they reached a formal settlement in the summer of 2024, ongoing tensions have kept them in and out of court. All right? So basically, the judge is tired of this nigga making this hard as well. And I feel like you don't want to keep having to deal with the judges and shit, because after a while, though, you have the same judge for these proceedings. They get aggravating. Like, the judges be like, okay, like, enough of this shit. Like, y'all keep coming back in here. So I feel like Jeezy has to, like, concede at some point, because this is what's in the paperwork that the judge and all of them have agreed to for y'all to do. And you the only one that got a fucking problem with doing what you supposed to be doing. What's wrong with you, nigga? And that's because he, in some way, has to not give her way completely. Because he's immature and he feels like he has to win. And how you win is to give her most of what she wants, but always not give her all of what she wants, even if it's easy for you, even if you can. But you want to annoy her. You want to cause issue for her. You want her to be upset. You want her to be bothered. You want her to be upset about something when it's considering you, because that means you're getting an emotional response from her. And you could be vengeful and get out all of your aggravation of her on her by making it harder on her to do whatever it is she's trying to do when it comes to the court. And then I'm only telling y'all this because we all know niggas like Jeezy, and I hate when y'all act like these niggas are not exactly who they are. Like, from my paw to everybody else's paw, niggas is vengeful and stingy when they feel like they not getting something out of the deal. And they have to be very, very serious about being fathers in order for them to, like, do what they're supposed to do when it comes to these kids. Because if they can, they will nickel and dime women on every little thing they possibly can, bruh. And y'all say that women are petty, and women are petty. But the way niggas be petty about important shit is really the problem. like, everybody's petty. Please don't get me wrong, y'all. Because there are some women out there, y'all bitches is aggravating too. Please don't get me wrong, y'all. But men are really, like, allowed to do this shit without people thinking that they doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, speaking of how baby daddies ain't shit, did y'all see this challenge?
So it's a challenge going around on TikTok right now where baby mothers is calling their baby fathers, and they're asking them for $50 to see what the baby father's gonna say. And honestly, I don't like the challenge because every fucking video that I'm seeing, the baby fathers are saying they don't have it, and it's mind-boggling to me. It's pissing me off because this is who you chose. This is who you picked. I don't have any kids, but I just feel like if I did and I was to call my baby father $50, he would think something is wrong. He'd be like, "Are you okay? That's all you need is $50." We are fucking doomed. I can't. Oh, it's pissing me off. I'm so tired of the challenge. But that.
What's up, baby?
What's up?
What's up? What you doing?
Nothing at my mom's house.
Hey, can you send me $50 on Cash App?
I don't have no money. I don't have no money to send right now. I'm taking cash. What you say, dog?
I just need. Can you send $50 on Cash App?
Yeah, when I get it on there.
How long you think? Because he's trying to get to the city.
No, I'm taking care of some business right now. I should have it on there shortly.
Oh.
What you doing on?
Nothing.
Chilling.
You good? You having a good day?
Kiss.
You having a good day? I was just wishing you a good day. Are you good? You can't hear me?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Can I have $20? There we go. That's good.
And that's exactly why I want to be careful with who I have kids with. Because that call your baby daddy and ask for $50 and the reaction that y'all baby fathers are giving y'all is a reaction that I never want. Like the disrespect. No. That's why they say be careful with who you have your kids with, dude. Because if y'all can't co-parent, come to be one, there's no point in bringing children in this world into a broken home. That's sad. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my baby daddy and ask him for $50. Let's see what he say.
Yo.
Baby daddy,
Yeah.
can you send me $50?
What you need $50 for?
I just need $50. I don't got the money on my car right now, and I need $50. So can you send some?
All right. Yeah. Can you give me some food?
Oh my God! All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
He used it as an opportunity to ask you for some shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my baby daddy.
That wasn't that bad, but
You busy?
Oh, so.
You at home?
No.
Keith, I need a favor.
Sure.
Can you send me $50?
Yeah.
You gonna send me $50?
Yeah.
You are? You gonna cash up it to me? Oh, I just didn't think that I could ask you for money.
All right. Well, just send me everything I send to.
Oh, thank you, Keith.
oh, he said he's so nice. But look how surprised she is. You know why she's surprised? Because the nigga she ain't never asked the nigga because he probably done made her feel like she can't ask. Okay? Now I asked for 500. Let me see.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chess. Can you Zelle me $50? Zelle you $50? Yes. You got more money than me. You got more money than me. I don't have it right now. That's why I need it. I told them I would pay them $50 and I don't have it. That's why I'm asking you, can you send it? No problem, Dina. No problem. And you will call one of my teachers praying for me. I'm like, okay, it's Dina. It's praying. We're praying together. You gonna send me the $50? Yes, Tina. Thank you. But you don't have to. It was a prank. I just wanted to see if you.
Yeah, these the nice ones. These must be the nice ones, y'all. Because niggas must have been wearing they bitches out. Hold up.
Yeah. I'm finna do the ask my baby daddy
Just do
for
it, bitch. Just
$50.
do it, bitch. Just do it.
Car not working. Can you send me? Yeah, I did. What, did you sleep? My car not working. Can you send me $50 to Cash App real quick?
Okay.
You said what, baby daddy?
I said I'm gonna do it. I want my money back.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna do it, but I want my money back. Niggas, I want $50 back, bro. I want that 50 back. Okay? That's wild, man. These niggas do not like y'all, but they do feel responsible. Listen, niggas feel responsible. Hold up, let me see. You wanna do one more? Hold up.
Give me $50.
I ain't got it.
You can't.
Hold up, that's a what you call them?
POV asking my baby daddy.
All right, y'all. I'm about to
for
do this baby daddy
$50.
challenge thing. I'm nervous and I'm just so nervous. Oh my god. Y'all ready?
Why are you this nervous, bitch? Why you playing this music?
For real, thank you. All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. To me, this is sad. This is so. I'm gonna tell y'all why it's sad. It's sad because they all look so excited because they really thought that the men was gonna say no, and the men are like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna give it to you." And they could just be saying they're gonna give it to you and not really give it to you. But I just feel like I call and ask my nigga for money all the time just cause I want your money. I don't want my money right now. Some nigga was saying, y'all always talk. You know why? Because we end up, like, for real, we end up spending more of our money on shit that you don't even buy. That's why my money is my money and your money is our money. Because there are things that you don't pay for. That's why. That's why. I don't have to explain that to stupid niggas on the internet that will probably never have a woman, going to the Target to get shit from on a weekly basis and shit. But to be very clear, the reason why is because I pay for shit when it comes to this household because you're at work. So that means the shit that's bought that get put in the bathroom, the shit that's bought that get put in the pantry, the shit that get bought that be put in the refrigerator, you to have snacks and shit to take to work, for you to have all the little drinks, the little energy drinks you like, for you to have little sandwiches and all of that shit. You don't pay for that. That's why sometimes I just want your money because I didn't already spent my money on some shit for this damn house. So yeah, nigga, it's my money, and then your money is our money. Absolutely. If you don't spend $250 at a fucking Costco or $250 at a grocery store, then I don't want to hear nothing from you about why is it? I don't want to hear nothing from you about that shit. Okay? Niggas really be talking from a space of not knowing what the fuck they talking about for real though. But because we got baby daddies and shit. All right, y'all, let's move on because y'all wanted to talk about a few things. Y'all want to talk about a few things that was on these internet streets. So let's get into it. Somebody sent this to me and the diva.
Heterosexual men don't like women.
Y'all, how many times do the women on social media have to tell y'all things before y'all listen? Women say it all the time and y'all don't listen. I feel like y'all don't listen. But let Ace Metaphor, who's trying to rebrand himself after that shit show with Keita Rose, so he wants to get up here and act like he a nigga that like women because he's rebranding. Think Derek Jackson, if you will.
For real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs. So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet, and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life. A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women. But that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. Yeah. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household. And we're not putting that same type of weight. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life. When we talk about the Bible talks about finding a capable wife. Right? That capable wife, that person that if you was to stumble, can pick up the ball and start running.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of men that have just a wife because they was only concerned about what she can do in the bed.
Yeah.
And so what I'm just encouraging men to do is just like, and it's for our own benefit, because a lot of us, especially men with some type of means, we end up finding a dependent, not a partner. Yeah, she can fuck us good. But if you was able to stumble, bro, what the fuck is gonna happen with your family? And so I just encourage men to be, I'm not gonna say more, because that's unrealistic to a lot of men, but as attracted to what she brings as a feminine energy to your life outside of just what you're doing in between.
Check this out. So to that point,
a lot of hetero.
Okay, so I don't know why people keep talking to Cam Newton. It's hilarious. He's such an idiot. But the funny part about this is I think it's disingenuous. I think he's being fake. I think he's pandering. I'm gonna tell you, I do. And the reason why I say that is because niggas already know this. The biggest game, the lie, y'all, the lie that all of the women are always falling for, and we just watched it on Love and Hip Hop, for example. The lie is that they don't know how valuable you are. They do. They do know. But they convince you that you're not valuable so that you will give it to them for free. Think about it. Think about back in the day when people were so-called buying land from Indians or, Native Americans for, pennies on the dollar versus what it's actually been worth. How much money has actually been made? They should have been paying dividends. They should have been paying way more. But they got over. They got over on somebody. And that's the whole thing that everybody's trying to do. Get over on somebody. You want to get more bang for your buck. That is how men think. Men think about women like getting the best running car that looks like a sports car, but that can fit a SUV sized load in the trunk. Like the nigga is trying to get impossible things basically out of a vehicle. That's how they think about women, y'all. Be fucking for real. So when Ace Metaphor is telling you about what to value in femininity, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Niggas are not just trying to get sex out of women anymore. That's some 90s shit. That's some 90s shit for a man to just be trying to trick a woman out of coochie. Niggas not trying to trick you out of coochie no more. Niggas trying to trick you out of your personhood. They trying to trick you out of servitude. Like they want you to perform servitude and give up your life in some capacity. Shrink yourself. Be less of a person for me, bitch. That's what they want you to do. And the key example of this is Cam Newton and Jasmine Brown. Jasmine Brown went from being somebody that had her own star, seemed like she had some goddamn sense. We were rooting for her, so to speak. She was talking about women that was naturally being submissive and how they was going to get their naturally submissive asses played. And then she turned around and became a dodo bird. And that's why I hate pictures when y'all see women looking up at men with this loving look and the men are always looking somewhere else. And don't get me wrong, I get the concept. You catch somebody looking at somebody they love when the person not looking, because you're not always looking, but nah. In real life, it is a depiction to me of how women are in la la land looking at some nigga, and the nigga is really just there, not even reflecting that back to her in any type of capacity, because they're not having the same experience in the relationship. She thinks they're in love. He's laying the groundwork to get the most out of her. It's two different things happening at the same time. And so Jasmine, who goes to telling us how she loves being a servant to this man now all of a sudden, tells us how great that was and tells us how we, those of us that feel like she playing herself, we just don't get it because our nigga not $1 million nigga. but she over there cooking like she would a regular nigga, right? You making tacos and shit like that nigga don't have a Lisa or somebody for a maid. Like you ain't got no Puerto Rican, lady for a maid out there, nigga. No, you gonna get your girlfriend who's pregnant and working to cook. She pregnant on stage with his shirt, his jersey on. Then she pregnant in his kitchen cooking. His money ain't doing nothing for her but taking her on a nice vacation and letting her soak her feet in a real nice tub. What was the point of that? $1 million nigga, my ass. Money ain't doing nothing for you that you couldn't have done for yourself without having to do as much work. So now she online telling us that she wanted somebody to look out for her because he not looking out for her. Well, we told you that what you was doing was not sustainable. And we always tell y'all that shit is not sustainable because in real life, some things are just a mechanism of another thing. Meaning that people are not intentionally doing these things all the time, but it's just how they work, right? It's a mechanism. You do all of the work means he doesn't do all of the work or enough of the work because you're doing all of it. That trains you to do and him not to do. He's lazy. You're overworking yourself. That's what's going to continue to happen in a dynamic like that. So when you get tired and you turning around looking for somebody to give a fuck about how you was tired, bitch, when has he ever shown you that he gave a fuck about you being tired? You've been working your ass off since way been sitting up there talking about his breathing patterns and you packing his bag. Bitch, you on 2-3 TV shows right now. The fuck you packing his bag for? What you packing his bag for? Like you ain't got to go out of town for a job. Let him pack his own fucking bag. You got a business trip to take too, bitch. You not Susie Homemaker. Why you over there acting like it? So that you could feed into his ego that he got a woman like his mama in his bedroom and in his kitchen without doing what his daddy had to do, which was at least marry her. Because that's what she wanted, not because it means anything. Because being married to an ain't shit ass man is not a good thing. It's not anything virtuous about being married to an ain't shit ass man. Please always rather be single women, men, everybody. Packing his bag, unpacking his bag, watching his breathing patterns, having uncomfortable anal sex, crying in the shower. It's a great experience. You were doing that before you got pregnant. Why the fuck would you think once the baby came into the picture, he was going to actually do anything for you that he wasn't doing prior? When babies always make selfish niggas even more selfish. Yeah, she talking about she losing her ass now. Because y'all think y'all gonna be cute and sexy forever and don't realize niggas will suck the pretty out of your face, bitch. Niggas will suck the fat out of your ass. Niggas will blow food into your goddamn back. You didn't even know food went in your back. Now they got something called cortisol levels. Who the fuck made that up? Now I got new shit to worry about. You niggas is making us sick. We talking about physically. But that's what this nigga's talking about, trying to trick y'all into making y'all think he got sense now. So he can go back to capitalizing off women. Y'all, I saw this. And this is a life lesson, right? For the young girls that watch me. Because I know they got some 20-somethings that watch me. Y'all know I love y'all for real, right? Don't be this girl, right? Don't be this girl. I always think about the girl that does the most in the studio with a nigga. A Carly Red, if you will, right? She's all bubbles and titties and ass, and she's always doing something that makes her look like she's embarrassing herself, like coming on to a man that doesn't want you. As a woman, we are the sexual beings, right? We're the ones that really get men's engines revving up. That's how it's supposed to be, right? Not all the time, but this is just what it's supposed to be. So what you don't do, is put your ass on a nigga that don't want you to put your ass on him. You don't try to be overly sexual with a man that doesn't want you to be overly sexual with him. That's weirdo shit. I don't know why y'all think that some of these rules, that we have for men, we don't also have for women. Yes, the fuck we do. You're a weirdo too, bitch. And you look, sometimes it makes you look worse as a woman than it makes a man look acting like that. Yeah, he'll push you and then now your ass on the floor. Look at this shit. Look. First of all, why you got your arm around her? Both of them doing too much. Both of them doing too much. He don't care. Nigga not attracted to you bitches. This one in the jeans, y'all. What was that nigga doing? What are you pretending you was gonna hit her, weird ass nigga? What was that? Like, don't be these girls. Don't be these girls. I feel like whoever this nigga is in the black, he wants to hit the... Yeah, look. Like, why are you pretending like you want to hit the girl? Like, what's going on? A lot, like, look at him. Look at him. You don't like, you probably don't like women either. I don't know who this boy is. Probably don't even like you. Just look, you look angry. Look, she looking all in his phone and shit, standing next to him. They supposed to be dancing and shit. Now she gonna lean down on this nigga. You want attention so bad. Don't be this girl. Y'all, pay attention to the vibes. Niggas not looking at you. They not making eye contact. They not looking your way. They not giving you no real energy whatsoever. You are a prop. When you are in these situations, if you are not being paid to be cute dancing in the background, don't be there. Be sitting down looking at your phone like these niggas doing, instead of standing up to be a prop for weird ass niggas that don't really want you in a room anyway. Don't be this girl. These are life lessons, y'all. Listen to me. This girl at some point will end up getting her fucking feelings hurt, her safety breached, because she's moving in a very thirsty, looking for validation in an outward manner, not paying attention or having any self-awareness to the way she's being ignored. And a lot, these niggas look, let these niggas be gay in peace. That's how I feel. I feel like, and men, y'all need to be gay in peace too. Stop trying to insert us in shit so that other niggas won't be looking at y'all like y'all gay. I think y'all like to bring women into the room just because you want women to, make you look straight. And also, I made this point on my Instagram live. I did an Instagram live this morning and I was talking about how you can never praise a man or white people too much, right? Because if you praise them too loudly, if you give them too much credit, give it a little while and they will embarrass you and make you feel like you wish you had never said anything on their behalf, right? That's why when people put on their capes for strangers, I don't understand why you're so willing to embarrass yourself on behalf of somebody you don't know. Like, I don't understand why you're willing to do that. Like, the way people be like going at fighting with other motherfuckers in comments, like, it's very like, stop. Like, I don't like for people to be bullied, but it's something else that people do whirling around in phone booths, as my girl Erica De Niro would say about these niggas, doing this on behalf of men who would mistreat you too, bitch. Like, you're a weirdo, right? So with men, Cardi B decided to get her ass on the internet and tell us how she had a beautiful nigga that loved her from the top of her head down to her fucking feet. And then buku hoes came out saying that he was they nigga too. One of them was like, and I got a baby by that nigga. Okay, man, get the heat, cuz. Like, okay. Listen, Cardi B may have just responded to the swirling rumors involving Stefan Diggs and Instagram model Lord Giselle. The rapper recently shared a short clip on her Instagram featuring ballroom icon MC Deborah saying, "You can give nobody your heart." Many fans believe the post was a direct reaction to the allegations surrounding Diggs. The speculation started when a social media user commented on a post by Ig Model Tea Room claiming that Stefan had a baby with Giselle. The original rumor came from the private account Pardon the Guyette, an account that Giselle follows, fueling even more curiosity. Cardi also previously posted an Instagram story that read, "Arrows gotta fly," which some saw as another subtle reference to the situation. So far, Stefan Diggs has not publicly responded to the claims. So let's see.
Appreciate all of y'all, like, from the bottom of my shoelaces. You can't give nobody your heart anymore. You can't. You can't give it. I'm not giving it. I'm not fucking giving it. This is 2000s, bitch. You can't give it. Appreciate it.
Right? You can't speak too loudly. She was online last week, 2 weeks ago, talking about how great that nigga is and all of this shit, right? Now you up there embarrassing you. You can't speak too loudly on their behalf, man. You just can't. Meanwhile, over here on the TikTok, remember I was telling y'all about the white boys that I like to watch argue on TikTok, they debate. And the truth of the matter is I realized I like watching Caucasian people argue amongst each other so much because I don't have an emotional dog in a fight. Yes, I care about the subject matter that they're arguing on behalf of, so I'm interested, but it's not the same as the way people attack Black people whenever we're defending something. Whenever we're arguing something, they really come at Black people weird. Like racism, like the way people dick ride Black people is so weird to me. If you watch any of those lives over there, with the white people, the way they'll try to get somebody's live taken down is they'll bring you up on the live and the person will just start saying the N-word over and over and over again. Nigga, 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 and it'll get the live shut down. Well, it doesn't. They kick them out and it usually doesn't get their live shut down. But that's something that happens a lot. And it be Black dudes and it be white dudes with Black dudes' faces as their avies. And it's, it can be either or. But I believe sometimes it's white men and then sometimes it's Black men. And then sometimes it's white men pretending to be Black men. It's very weird. But that's how much they really can't stand Black people and are racist innately, to the point that even these little small goofy things are done in a way that showcases racism. So I was telling y'all about Dean and Parker and Wilsey and all of those white guys that do liberal debates on TikTok. I love them, right? I really enjoy the content. I told y'all about it. They did the Unfuck tour where they go to college campuses and debate with the, evangelical, Republican, far right wing, political commentators that go to the colleges to get into the young kids' minds, right? Brainwash them while they're in college. That way, these are the people that are going to get into corporation, into business, into the government, and you will have brainwashed them to have these weird ass conservative values, and they won't have learned how to critically think because most of them are coming from households that also have, traditional evangelical bullshitty ass, ideals and mindsets about things, right? So they were going to argue with these people, but it was very, very disorganized, right? I saw some of the clips online where Dean they don't want to debate Dean. They don't want to debate me, but it was well, what's the point of this? And now what? Where are the debates? What actually is going to happen here? It seemed like it wasn't very organized, right? And so then this guy, Peyton, who I had never seen before, comes out and explains why everybody is online going off about the Unfuck America tour. But hold up, before I play his clip, let me play somebody else's clip because I need y'all to catch the drift of it first from somebody Black, and then we're gonna go back to the white person.
You let 3 white people headline a tour about racism, and then you're surprised when they act up? Both of the males come from a conservative Christian household, talk about it very openly, and one of them has openly been called out for saying the N-word, and the other woman just got called out recently for being extremely microaggressive towards Black women.
And she
These are
was.
people where it is ingrained in them. They've said countless times that they grew up in these spaces. These are the people that they've grown around. You really think within the past 5 years, that's how long it takes to unlearn racism? You mean to tell me within 5 years, everything that they've ever learned in their entire life is just dissipated? Am I supposed to give them a cookie for unlearning racism? That's what you're supposed to do. Right. I shouldn't give you an applause because you left your conservative household. Good for you. That's what normal people do. That's what good people with a heart and a brain do. Propping up and praising these white people for leaving these spaces and becoming a better person when the better person is just a normal person is exactly how you should act. I had to learn that when I was 8 years old, getting followed around the grocery store by the security guard, and I didn't know what was going on.
Right, you're a fucking weirdo. So y'all got it. Y'all got it, right? Okay, so
This video might get me into legal trouble, but you guys gave me a platform for a reason, and I'm not going to take that for granted fucking ever. Remember that. Remember that. I know who gave me this platform. I'm on my way to Texas for the Unfuck America tour. Basically, they sponsored a trip for a bunch of us creators to go and fuck with Charlie Kirk at Texas A&M. And at first, I was a little apprehensive to take it because I don't like the Jubilee fucking, we're here to debate. I'm not going to platform conservatives. I don't fucking like that shit. But a lot of my friends, people that I've grown to like on this app who are very intelligent, were going, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, cool. So maybe this is something completely different. I ended up signing on, right? Turns out the lead organizer, who was horrible at organizing, by the way, I want to point that out, had no clue, still have no clue what the fuck we're even going there to do. I actually have a whole other plan planned. I don't know what the fuck anybody else is doing, but I'm going there to do something actually dope as fuck. But anyway, the lead organizer, turns out she's incredibly racist. She hopped on a live last night where a bunch of black women, women creators on this app, who are obviously in the political space, were a little upset, voicing their concerns, talking about how they felt about the Unfuck America tour. And the lead organizer didn't like that very much, and so she hopped on there to spew, anti-black rhetoric, especially towards black women, making them sound like bullies and aggressive, and it was really gross. It was really gross. It was really gross. There's no way you watch this and don't think she's racist, by the way. Like, I went into it going like, what happened? Is this a, you know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure what happened before I come and give any information to anybody, okay? There is no other way to interpret what she did. She was just being racist. Like telling them that because black women are involved, and how could it be problematic they didn't invite black women on this trip doing the thing that black women have been doing the best forever. I also want to point out, before she joined, they were being incredibly respectful.
Sorry, y'all. I don't know why it's skipping for y'all. It's not skipping for me. But just give me a second to remedy
This video
this.
might get me into legal trouble.
Hold up.
Jive with whatever the fuck you think it is. I don't know.
Either way, hey, don't come here with that shit. Sorry, y'all, my dogs. Y'all heard. Oh, okay, it's not just me. It was skipping. It's going in and out. It sounds still going in and out? Okay. Okay, y'all. How are y'all feeling right now? How do I sound to y'all right now? Because I wasn't seeing any issues on my end. Okay.
That her views reflect that of the entirety
Hold
of
up,
the
let me
Unfuck
back
America
up.
tour. Best forever. I also want to point out, making them sound like bullies and aggressive, and it was really gross. It was really gross. It was really gross. There's no way you watch this and don't think she's racist, by the way. Like, I went into it going like, what happened? Is this a, you know what I mean? Like I need to make sure what happened before I come and give any information to anybody, okay? There is no other way to interpret what she did. She was just being racist. Like telling them that because black women are involved, and how could it be problematic they didn't invite black women on this trip doing the thing that black women have been doing the best forever. I also want to point out, before she joined, they were being incredibly respectful from what I saw, okay? And even if they weren't, you're the fucking organizer for Unfuck America. You're the face of the brand. You're the one reaching out to creators. You reached out to me. Who the fuck cares if someone has an opinion of Unfuck America that doesn't jive with whatever the fuck you think it is? I don't know that her views reflect that of the entirety of the Unfuck America tour. So, personally, I have one gripe with one person, the person who organized this, who was the person who decided not to include a lot of black women on this trip. And I also think I can do her job better than her. So here's what I want you guys to do. Down below, tag your favorite BIPOC women creators, okay? Tag them below so they see this video. And if you guys see this video, if you can make it to Texas A&M on April 22nd, right? April 22nd, let's all meet up.
And that was another thing, y'all. That was another thing that I
This
liked
video might
about
get me into
this.
legal trouble, but
Because I follow these people, I've never, it was being choppy for y'all, my bad. I have never seen a lot of black people doing the same things that the white people are doing in these spaces. So this had to happen in order for me to see the black people that are into this. So I'm glad the black people said something. I'm glad they pointed it out. I'm glad they vocalized how they felt about it, because otherwise I would not have found them. I would not have known about some of the black people that are talking choppy. Some of the black people that are involved. You know what I'm saying? But either way, I hope y'all were able to catch most of what he was saying. And basically what he was saying is Z is the white woman organizer that didn't have any black people really involved, any BIPOC people, period, involved in this Unfuck America tour. And black women brought her on a panel to express that. She got upset and said they were bullying her and, you know, they were being aggressive, you know, doing the microaggressive bullshit that white women do sometimes to make themselves victims when they're trying to escape being held accountable for racism. So yeah. That's basically what Peyton was talking about. I followed him and I followed a whole bunch of other black creators that I saw that were doing commentary on this situation. Okay, so what Blaze Monet is telling y'all to do is to get out and come back in because it's not skipping on my end, so I don't know what's happening. Okay, but go out and then come back in. But we're gonna press on with the show because matter of fact, we're gonna take a break. And you know, it's my birthday month. So if you have it and you like me, give me, you know, like money. Thank you. It's about to rain. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to play The Sims.
Anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay. Sometimes y'all it's StreamYard or it's YouTube. It's not us. Because I was watching Erica De Niro's video earlier when her video was premiering and it was doing that thing. And I had to just kind of like move my shit back. And sometimes you have to do that. If you're watching somebody's live, just move us back a little bit so we're not automatically live. And it should help with that. Will you do a Sims live stream? Maybe at some point. I need to get a new computer. Cause like, you know, sometimes it sticks and stuff. And I feel like if I have a better computer, it'll move faster. But I just started back playing and I really play mindlessly. Like I build towns and houses and, you know, build like homes with 3 people in it just so I can be doing the three different jobs. And, you know, like I've really been back into it. Thank you so much. Hey, Lindsay, everything was good on this end, love. Thank you. I appreciate you. Kia, thank you. Happy birthday, my Bondi. Thank you. Okay, listen, big 3-7. Who I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for my birthday. I really want to do something instead of like just waiting until I get there trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Beatty just announced her engagement to a handsome chocolate man. Okay, that's nice for her. That's good. I saw somebody mention it earlier. Thank you for that. Also, whenever I come to YouTube from a notification, it's usually choppy. I have to close the app and reopen. You're good though. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you guys like the video, please, because it'll send everybody back that might have left because of the choppy shit. And we're gonna continue on with the show because we're not done.
Dating a young lady for coming up on a year. It's a committed situation where I'm investing everything into our relationship. And now that it's coming up on a year, I'm gonna be honest, I do feel a little pressure to say, yes, we're gonna continue, or no, it's not quite working. How do I know I'm getting the best deal? That's what I mean. That's in my mind.
No, I get it.
A deal. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And I'm right brain, so I'm looking at all the things that I bring, looking at things she bring. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, what are these other options I'm gonna have access to, and what if I'm interested in those?
It's honest thought, and you have the FOMO, fear of missing out. This man that you're becoming, because I've watched you guys since you first started, and I've watched you grow. But I think what you have to realize is, so has she. So while you're not becoming this amazing man that you see and what you bring to the table by yourself. She is there to put that feminine creativity, that support, that love, that respect, her ability to be agreeable, her ability to challenge you, all of those things that this man that you feel like you are turning into, she plays a part in that. But I got to say, this is why a lot of women don't like being the ride or die and sticking with you until you make it to that next level. Because as much as we pour into you, it's the possibility that you go from a bronze penny to a shiny quarter and you want something else. But she was there while you were a bronze penny. She was there while you were making this transition that you've made. So why can't she benefit from that?
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I was just saying, and I said, am I getting the best deal? Meaning, is there a prettier woman I can get more out of somewhere? And that goes back to, y'all remember on Martin? Cole said it. A lot, they had an episode where the men and the women were having a conversation at the same time. It might have been the first or second episode. And Pam was basically saying men don't want to settle down. They don't want to get married because they're scared. No, it wasn't that. It was when Gina was wondering why Martin hadn't proposed to her yet, why he wasn't worried about her leaving and going to New York. And Cole is having the same conversation with Martin and them at the same time, that when a freak train pulls in, he wants to be one of the brothers that's going to get a seat. You know what I'm saying? So like they really for men, being single means always having access to whatever the next best thing is. But it also means for them that they don't have to put any work or growth in the relationship. Because in order to be in a long-term relationship with a woman that is of substance for real, you're going to have to level your game up. You're going to always have to be trying to figure out what suits her at that time. And that's just how life goes. And we're going to get to Cree Summer in a minute. But as you get older, you are changing and growing. And the man, if he really is doing what he's supposed to do, like if y'all really trying to have a relationship, men will low-key make a woman the center of their world in a healthy way. And what I mean healthy, I'm like, they do the things that they might not otherwise have done for themselves because they want to keep a woman, right? They want to keep this woman. So they will continue to bend and shift and move and grow with the woman. In the process, it makes them more complex, better people because they're trying to keep up with the growth that's happening in the relationship, right? A lot of men don't want to do that. You don't want to grow. And women outgrow the games that men learn at early ages in order to mind fuck you into doing the things that they want you to do, which usually is about them being lazy and wanting you to do extra work that they don't want to do. Right. And so they learn all of these mind games as kids and into adulthood. They learn mind games to play with women, like reverse psychology, like arguing with you so that they can leave the house. And when they leave the house, they can go and cheat. Like just started, you know what I mean? Like all of these manipulative ways that they, mind fuck women in relationships. You're learning that, right? As you get older as a woman. And that's why they don't want you to be 25 and older, because that's when you get to the point in your life where you had enough of those experiences that you know what you're looking at now. Now you can see it. Well, now their immature play doesn't work on a growner woman, and they don't want to have to keep growing because they're fucking lazy. And some of them really don't have the capability to do it because they low-key are sociopaths, meaning that they don't have the same emotions and feelings and empathy that regular human beings are supposed to have. A lot of men are sociopaths, but they know how to act as if they're having the same emotion. And that's because they've learned how to mirror you as a woman with all of the emotions. Their mother, first person, that teaches them how to mirror, pretending like they have the same empathy as women have. So you got to be really careful, because niggas, I feel like men are being raised how to manipulate women, and women are being raised to figure out how to, especially at this point in life, how to have the man and still not lose themselves in the process, because the man's thing is trying to shrink you so that he doesn't have to grow. That's basically what's happening to most women all of the time in their long-term relationships. He doesn't want to grow. He doesn't want to shift. He doesn't want to be more. He doesn't want to stretch, but he wants to try to mind fuck you into staying where you are or where y'all used to be. And you can't do it anymore because you're no longer the same 20-something. And that's why they like to go and get a whole nother set of women. So stop convincing yourself that we need to be like telling these niggas, you're smart. That's what she was doing. She was mammying that nigga. You guys are smart. You guys are growing. Now you're growing too. They're not growing. The nigga has now put in enough work in this relationship that he knows he's going to have to keep putting in work. And he knows there's always a new breed of stupid young woman out there that's being taught to make some nigga the center of her world. And he can go and find her since this one has aged out of this stupid shit. Okay? And I want y'all to understand, sociopaths and psychopaths are not the same. Really go look up what a sociopath is. It's not the same. It is literally a person that cannot have empathy for other people in the same way that normal people are supposed to be able to. Sympathy and empathy is a sign of an evolved human being. Let's be clear. Okay? So if you don't have empathy and sympathy for other people, it's usually because you have a lack somewhere. I'm just being real. And this doesn't mean you self-sacrifice. You can have sympathy and empathy for people without self-sacrificing. That's the balance that we got to figure out. But yeah, that nigga running game. But look at the dude, some Dr. Tart. Love it. Let her go, my man. Yeah, let her go. Let her go. Because if you are still always wondering about the next best thing, you need to be single. You need to be single. Or be in something that allows you to have an open relationship. Because I'm gonna tell y'all the truth of the matter is, like, most people are at some point gonna want something different, just out of sheer boredom and mundaneness. But people don't be wanting to hear that. People want to act like y'all gonna be in love with the same person for the rest of y'all fucking life, and it's gonna have the same amount of passion the whole time. Y'all want to live in fairy tale land about it. Okay, do that. Have fun. But that's how most of these niggas be out here.
Yes, we filed.
With you not knowing what the fuck going on.
He filed for divorce in 2010. Oh no, he filed, in 2020.
Would you have ever filed?
I would not have filed.
You would have never filed. So he had to file because you were never going to do it.
Right. I mean, he filed because he wanted to file. Not
But what I mean is, in the relationship, like, you know that you need to break up.
But I didn't know that we need to break up.
You didn't think so?
No.
You didn't?
No. That's my truth. I didn't. I was surprised. And then actually we were in counseling, and so I thought we were working it out.
I don't understand.
Me either.
No, what I mean what I mean is, so you would have never filed, even though you know you need to file, you would have never done it. He had to do it.
And that's what she's saying. She did not think they needed to file. And she goes on to say she had just had a baby in March, and he filed for divorce in May. And because you learned how to disassociate and ignore red flags, you are ignoring that man don't really see it for you and that he don't really like you. As a woman, there's no way that in your body you are not feeling something. There's no way. It was something you were ignoring, or you had become so comfortable with a certain level of disrespect or a certain level of him just kind of leaving and doing whatever he want to do. And you feeling like, oh, I'm going to just let him, breathe. I'm going to let him do what he's going to do. La, 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 la. And then all of a sudden you come back and a nigga is like, I don't want to be with you no more. It's because you learn how to ignore those things. That's what it really means. Okay. Right. His mistress had a baby. Yeah. My bad, y'all. I forgot about that part of it. It was not her having a baby. It was the side chick that had the baby. So either way, this is proven that he had been cheating on you the whole time. He was obviously not like good the way you were good. If you didn't know he was fucking around on you like that.
Never once did I say I'm leaving. That didn't cross my mind because I was supposed to break the generational curse.
And see, y'all felt like breaking a generational curse meant not being in a single household, right? Y'all felt like women, because men were leaving the household. It wasn't framed like women just were tired of bullshit. It was framed like men are running away from responsibility, or a woman can't keep a man. She's running the man away. These are the misconceptions, not looking at the situation as a whole. The whole is people are not always meant to be in long-term relationships. And as the world was changing, men were not. As women are growing and getting more access to education and jobs, men are decreasing their fervor for that type of access. We're just keeping it real. So I just kind of felt like, you know, at the end of the day, we have always been on two different pages, which is why these things aren't happening in tandem. The woman is having a delusional experience. The man is having a real experience, but he knows he's been being, you know, helping her be delusional the whole time. And that's why I feel like y'all have to stop acting like these niggas are not like the main part of the problem, because they're playing a game. The woman is in the game. The men are playing the game. The woman is in the game thinking that the game is real. She's not the other person playing the game against him. Not really. She doesn't even know that a game is being played most of the time. She thinks the emotions and the feelings are indicative of something real happening inside her. I mean, inside of him, the way it's happening inside of her. And that's because we think that they're loving us the way we're loving them. That's not what's happening most of the time. Yeah, Eric was a quiet cheater. I don't care what nobody talking about. There's no way that there were no signs. It was more that you weren't paying attention. The generational curse to me is staying in unhappy relationships. So it just depends on your family. But let's move on, y'all, because I listened to this whole podcast, and when I first saw this clip right here, I knew I had to go watch the whole thing. So shout out to the diva, because she posted it on her community page, and I was like, yeah, I gotta watch that shit as soon as I'm finished getting my hair done. And I listened to it, and it made me cry. It made me really fascinated with Cree even more. I've always been fascinated with Cree because she lives such a free existence. Like, even watching her and her kids on social media, some of the other actresses that she's really close with that I've, like, you know, always liked and shit. But the way she vocalized in this podcast, it really just touched something. It hit something in me. And I want to talk about it a little bit. And it also gave me hope about getting older. Because as I am getting older and I'm not somebody's mama, it's almost as if I am not a full woman the way I believe that I am, because I'm not a mother to people. And when you're not a mother, it's like you skipped some graduation in your womanhood. And I don't feel that way about myself, but I do feel like that is what is reflected, you know what I'm saying, from other people. But yeah, I love the way she talks about getting older.
So embarrassing to say at 55. I don't think I've clearly chosen a partner that's compatible for me. Yet, with all I know, I'm too smart to have chosen what I've chosen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have given myself the credit for how intelligent I really am.
Even actually when you were talking to
that I have just recently started to clock for real, and not even clock, but say how smart I know I am. Just because I'm not smart in every little thing does not mean that I am not genius in the things that I am genius in. And to me, I am a form of medium, right? I take in information and then I process it and then I give it back to you in a way that connects dots for you. That's a gift. And it's also a genius that a person has to have. Everybody can't do that. And I'm just now realizing how smart that makes me, because I, for a long time, felt like I was not smart enough.
the beginning about, you know, the kind of people who approach you and like, well, that's just who approaches me. I'm like, well, who do you approach?
I don't approach anybody.
Why not?
I've never done that before. Ever. I don't think I've ever approached a man. I've never asked a man out.
Why?
I don't know, now that we're talking about it. I mean, now that I think about it, I mean.
Because as women, you don't want to seem thirsty. And as a woman, our prowess, like our ability to have paramours that we desire, that is a part of our womanhood. Y'all want to talk about the way men are emasculated, the way women are made to feel less of a woman sometimes is if she cannot attract that which she's attracted to, right? So I think as a woman, the thing about not always like seeking it out and putting yourself out there is a reflection of I, as a woman, cannot be turned down. Men, y'all can be turned down. Most of y'all are ugly. Y'all can be turned down. You should be tougher about that. As women, that's not how we perceive it. And the way we are taught is that we are attractors, meaning that if you being your most juicy feminine bitch, you shouldn't have to go after nobody. They should be coming after you. That's what I was taught. So that's a reason for me why, as a woman, you don't really seek people out. You much rather prefer for them to gravitate to you.
What is there to lose?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you get to actually be in the driver's seat and select.
And I do love the driver's seat.
That's to give yourself credit to not just that you didn't pick the right people, but you have to wait statistically for the right person to pick you.
Yes, what a lovely gift. You're so right. Maybe I'll give it a try.
You really should.
I think I should.
Your best sex, your best relationship, your most erotic life is like that way.
Woo!
That's really cool.
It's very cool.
A lot of
It's very
people,
cool.
it's way better.
I do. Now I want to try it. Oh my God. My girlfriends are just going to be like, bitch, we heard you say it on camera. It's on.
She talks about like the great sex that she's having at this point in her life. And how much of her youth was pretending to be somebody she wasn't, feigning ignorance, not really liking herself. Now it's like you love even the things that you didn't used to like about yourself. You know, the if your body isn't perfect when you're young, you feel like you're not attractive. And that's really not what makes you attractive.
I don't know what menopause has done for me. I actually got skinnier and wanted to everything. It's so bizarre.
Your realization of how important it is to feel safe, provided for, and protected by a partner.
Well, let's start with my old man, my father. Mistakes were a thing to go, what's going to happen? And I loved that as a girl. I never felt like we're So then you fast forward to having a man. When the men in my life expressed a fear of if we were going to be okay, I really had a visceral reaction to it. It took away my sex. It took me years to realize you don't.
For me, it is very similar. When somebody is unsure of themselves, it is unattractive for me. What I am attracted to is the way certain types of narcissists are able to feign confidence. The way they are able to perform that they are confident in themselves is attractive because people who sometimes have real confidence don't perform it in the same way. And I grew up watching somebody perform confidence. But if they really had it, they wouldn't have to control everybody around them the way that they did, right? And when she talked about that, another thing that was so interesting about what she said about her dad and the way he thought of problems as like a gift. It made him excited, like this mischievous energy of we don't have gas money. So watch me get us gas money. Watch me how I'm gonna get us this gas money. And then you go and you say, oh, mister, I could do this for you. And you do it and you get the gas money. And now you going and having dinner at their house later on. Her dad's ability to rise to the occasion no matter what, to the point that they were always okay simply because he believed it so. That type of mental and emotional energy put into a child is one of the best things I think you can give someone. And I think enough of us don't experience that. We experience safety, but not in that way. So I didn't have to think about if we were going to be okay financially because of the way my father handle finances and the way he was about his business and the way he hustled and befriended people. Like he had that about him, but the way you fuck it up is by being emotionally unstable. So now I'm not safe in that way. I'm not safe because you're emotionally unstable for me. And so now what I look for in a person is emotional safety. Can I say something to you that doesn't always make you feel good, but you won't hit me because I said it? That is what I started to look for as far as what safety looked like. And that's very important to me. It's so important. That's why I'm another person. She said that she doesn't do one night stands. I have never been the type that can meet somebody in an instance and then just have sex with them that day. Even if I'm attracted to them, I have to, on some level, spend more than a day with you. I just cannot. And it's because I have to feel safe. And just upon meeting you, I don't know if I'm safe. Something has to happen in order for me to feel safe. And only with the safety can the freak shit happen.
Have to be satisfied with mediocre sex. And you don't have to pretend something's good that isn't.
For a woman,
I've known that for a very long time. Because girls would fake it when we was in school. Back when we was in school, girls would fake it. And I was just like, I ain't faking a motherfucking thing. You gonna do this until you get it right. So not a problem I have at this grown age. Thank God.
in that situation who looks at her partner and is like, I just do not feel like having sex with you, what would you say to her?
The way you girl, tough conversations to have with motherfuckers. My God, today.
Oh, so embarrassing to say at 55. I don't think I've clearly chosen a partner that's
We watched that one already.
My sex is definitely tied to my safety.
What does safety mean to you? Define that word for me.
We both have been through enough and experienced enough that we know it is going to be okay. So we don't have to go through the ritual or panic. Listen, people get scared. I get scared.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to derail our connection. Because I think my impetus is, I'll fix it. And I don't want to always have to fix it.
You believe it's magic.
Well, let's start with my old man, my father.
That right there. I don't always have to fix it. I don't want to have to always fix it. I had to learn that. I had to learn how to let shit be fucked up. Let it be dirty. Let it be broke. Let it be fucked up. I'm not doing it. I had to adopt that in my relationships with people. And it's like an everyday struggle type of thing in order to not be a people pleaser. And I know a lot of women weren't like, a lot of women aren't people pleasers, but I feel like most of the women that I've come into contact with have been in one way or another. Myself included, my friends, my mom, my cousins, my family members. Like, yeah, you are at some point in your life doing something you don't want to do for somebody who would not do the same for you. As always the case. But that was such a good interview, you guys. I wrote a poem from it because she said something else that kind of hit home with me and it reminded me of something. So I wrote a poem about it and I put it on my community page. So y'all should check it out. Tell me what you think. Because that's something I'm working on. I haven't written in a long time and I used to write all the time. And now I'm trying to get back into writing. And it's been a little bit more fluid for me than it used to be. Okay, so yeah, because there was a point in time where I couldn't put the words together the way they used to come out so easy. When I was in high school, I would write like it was nothing. In college, I would write like I was nothing. And then along the way, it was like I could not put my words together in a way that felt good for me. And now I'm starting to be able to do that again. I'm not reading it to y'all. Y'all can go read it for yourselves. But I did it in a car. It was so funny. Like I had to pause the video and just kind of like, say it into my notes to get it out. But anyway, let me get to this last thing I wanted to talk to y'all about, which was because it's raining and I really just want to go downstairs and figure out what I'm gonna eat and play The Sims for the rest of the night. I've got me some new CC, some new lots and stuff, and I just want to go and play The Sims for an obscene amount of hours. And yeah. All right.
So I recently made a post about my daughter not liking school. It was everywhere, right? Everybody in the whole wide world in the comments is like, something must be wrong at school. Go find out. You need to talk to her. Now, I don't call people dumb, unlike y'all. But if I did, this is what I would say right now. Are you done? Why does something have to be wrong at school for my daughter not to like school? Why does something have to be wrong? I'm aware that shit happens, but why does something have to be wrong at school for her to not like it? Not everybody likes what everybody likes. There's people out here that are different. I was one of those kids, hated school, just the system and everything about it. Everybody was nice to me. Always. Everybody always loved me. But anyway, y'all, I just don't understand why y'all think there just has to be a reason she doesn't like school. Something just must be wrong. Y'all don't need a reason to not like work. Y'all rather do fun stuff, right? Why can't my kid rather want to do fun stuff? Not everybody thinks school is fun. So I recently made a post about my daughter.
So y'all know I talked about this, right? And I said two things, right? Because I had a full conversation about it, not just some, blurb. I said, yes, you should make sure that nothing's happening at school as to why she doesn't want to go, because things do happen at school as to why kids don't want to go. Teachers are mean, other kids are mean. You just never fucking know, right? People were really mean to me when I was a kid, and that still was an excuse for me not to go to school. But as I said, sometimes you just need a mental health day. Sometimes you just don't want to get up. Sometimes you just don't want to go. So I said, you need to talk to your daughter and have an agreement with her that she can have 1 to 2 days out of the month where she can stay home if she doesn't want to go. You have an agreement with her. Every other day, she has to get her ass up and go to school. If not, we're going to have to talk about consequences, because I'm not going to jail because I don't want to manhandle you. Don't make me do that. For her to get up there and talk about everybody is stupid for automatically, saying to go and find out if something is happening at the school. People aren't dumb. That's also what you should be doing. I hope you don't just automatically assume that nothing is going on. I hope that's not what you're doing, because that would be fucking dumb, Amina. And I know you don't want to get your ass on the internet talking about what we doing that's dumb, because you having that fucking baby with Peter Guns was dumb. Why we even fucking know you is dumb, because you married a nigga who was already living with another woman with children because you wanted to believe that, oh, that's just his baby mama. And then even when you found out that was his woman, you wanted to fight and tussle over him, and then was forever mad for a minute about the fact that he still always wanted to go back and be with her. So I know you don't want to get on the fucking internet talking about what's stupid or what's dumb. Maybe you should have took your ass back to Germany, where the schools might be a little bit better. Are the schools better in Germany? Because the school system in America is fucked. So maybe your daughter don't like school in America because school in America is stupid. Don't fucking get up here talking to us crazy when you ask for advice. Bitch, at the end of the day, this is something you could have Googled. You didn't have to come to us, but you did. That was dumb too. I don't even like how she was talking to nobody. This why you can't help stupid bitches. That's why you can't feel too bad for stupid bitches neither. It's the same in Germany? Okay. I don't know, because I've never been. I don't want to assume that I know what the school system is like, because I imagine that some people have good schools, like in Switzerland and shit, where people are smarter and have, better qualities of life and such things. Girl, get this girl off my page with this shit. You just wanted attention. Girl, what the fuck is she doing on Jason Lee? I don't have time for none of this. I don't have time for none of what that is. All right, y'all, I'm done. I think I'm done. Oh, girl, not Ashley Darby still somewhere singing. We not doing that. You're not going to put us through that. Oh, before I leave. Yeah, she asked for help and they're going to call people stupid. Girl, that was a projection if I ever saw one. Bitch, if there is not an example of a stupid woman on reality TV, it's Amina Butterfly. Girl, don't ever get your fucking ass on the internet calling nobody else stupid. Good day. Moniece. So Moniece got on the internet, and I was going to ignore this story, but why not? We about to go. So she got robbed, right? She left some stuff in a car, some music stuff. She left it in a car. She got robbed. They fucked over her car, stole her glasses, stole her fucking bike, kicked her dog. Like, they just did buku shit. And then she got up there and said, that's why I don't like black people. She got up there and said, that's why I don't like black people, because black people steal. And I'm just like, why y'all do that? Is it because you want attention? Is it because you just want to be contrarian? Because I think Moniece gets off on being contrarian. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. She often gets on the internet with an ignorant hot take. And I think it's just because otherwise nobody would be paying attention to what she was saying. And y'all know I really like Moniece, okay? On TV, I like Moniece, okay? But I just hate when y'all do this. White people stole the country we live in. Thieving is not a black people exclusive thing. People steal because they are in survival mode. People steal because they don't have. So they want to take from the people that do have. That's it. That's all. Everybody, we struggling out here. Everybody's trying to come up. It's upsetting. And I think you could have called them everything but a child of God without making it a black people thing, especially because you're black, honey. You're black, honey. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I think something's wrong. Nurse, someone let her out. Give her a medication. Y'all can't be getting mad about Moniece, girl. She's somewhere bloated, lying about being pregnant. Girl, who knows? Who knows? I never know whether Moniece is lying or telling the truth. I can't get emotionally invested in her no more. Good day. Okay, girl, you just wanted attention. You got it. All right. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. I love y'all. I'm glad y'all came through on this Good Friday. It's raining, it's storming. I'm about to go downstairs and rub my feet together and play The Sims and, just, be happy, girl. That's what I'm about to go do. I love y'all. See y'all in the next one.